Let's talk to Lacey, who is a Manchester City fan. You can get in touch as well, 0800 218 2255. Lacey, before we get into the final and what's coming up for Manchester City and the season as a whole, the big news this week, Gareth Taylor's sacking. Lacey, how are you feeling about that?
I mean, I was surprised when I first saw the news, but honestly, after reading and finding multiple articles from multiple different resources, I mean, he's done a lot getting them to cup competition, but WSL play has just not been at the standard it should be. I think it's the right call. It's surprising, but it's the right call. You know what I mean? I mean, he's done a lot, but if WSL play has not been at a high standard like cup competition play has, yeah, I understand why they fired him.
I mean, Lacey, looking at the position that he's left them in, they've still got plenty to play for this season, starting with the League Cup final on Saturday, so it's not all that bad, is it, from Gareth Taylor?
No, I mean, looking at what he's done again with the League Cup, with the FA Cup, they got to the Champions League. It's just that WSL play. That's the big part of, I think, why they let him go.
No, and I understand that. However, look, the WSL, there's such a big gap from 4th to 5th, and the top 4 have really broken away. Remember, obviously, there's only 3 Champions League spots, but, you know, City are the best of the rest. Obviously, you've got Arsenal and United who are having decent seasons above them, and you're never going to get anywhere near Chelsea because they are the dominant force in this league. So, Lacey, I still think it feels a little bit harsh. Like, you know,
just missed out on goal difference at least to Chelsea last season.
Exactly. So, look, what you're not expecting him to win the WSL, and I don't think anyone is. But I don't think it should be a case of you have to get top 3 or you're sacked immediately. At least give another season. Or, Lacey, were there some lingering doubts before this season still about?
I mean, no, but I think there were other things too, and not just with play, but I mean, Chloe Kelly left because she wasn't getting the time on the field that she should have gotten, I think. And I felt like he wasn't making the right calls with playing certain people. I think, you know, again, as you said, it can be harsh, I know, but I think part of it was he wasn't playing players that I think really would have helped them. I mean, Chloe Kelly, she left for that reason.
Nick Cushing, he's in interim charge now, Lacey, and he's won plenty during his time in charge of the Blues in the past. Do you feel like moving forward at this point he can galvanise and steer the team to silverware?
I think so. Looking at his past records, I think he'll do a really good job with them, and I just have good vibes about him. There's good feeling about him in that position.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a suggestion as well, looking back with Gareth Taylor, that the club just didn't trust him with these really big games that are coming up for City? And I'm talking about, we've got a League Cup final on Saturday against Chelsea.
Jose Mourinho, isn't it, when Tottenham sacked him before the final?
Champions League quarter-final and FA Cup semi-final against United. It's a derby. These are huge games for City. They play Chelsea 4 times coming up. They've got a huge run.
Yeah, I saw that schedule when they played Chelsea. I was like, wow, they have them 4 games in a row. That's like unheard of. But I think, the club maybe didn't trust him, you know, and with these big games. And I think you have to have that trust, you know, to have a good manager like that, you know. It's going to take you to get to those finals, take you to those finals and win and get silverware, you know. And the club just didn't have trust in him.
Lacey, thanks for joining us tonight on BBC Radio Manchester. If you are a fan of the WSL, any of our teams, our local teams, there's only 2 of them in there in the WSL, but give us a ring, 0800 218 2255. Do you want to